Better.
First one.
In order.
I'm Robbie Draper, guitar.
I'm Blake Desmond. I do vocals.
I'm Devin Tross. I play drums.
I am Franklin Hart. I play bass.
Not to say, but we all definitely had a band beforehand, and at some point in time we were introduced back into each other, and we definitely were friends beforehand, for sure.
We had a band before this that went belly up, and it was at first it was me and this one guitar player, and I guess I had told him I wanted to make a hardcore project, and he had a bass player who I had played with previously, and it ended up being this guy. And he came over to my house, and I was asleep on the couch, and
that was the worst first impression ever.
Yeah.
Because he's like, where we pull up, and I'm like, so he knows I'm coming over, right? And he's like, yeah. And we're walking in, and I'm asking him, I'm like, so you're gonna text him that like we're coming down, or like, no, we're just gonna walk in. I'm like, all right, this is your friend, and you're just passed out on the couch. And then you asked me to help you carry firewood.
Oh yeah.
And the way that I got introduced is because I work with him, and he was like, yeah, I guess one day he thought that I was a hardcore kid, which I was not, and I was not into music at all at the time. And he was like, you want to be in a fucking band, do vocals? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it didn't work out the first couple times we tried it around, but we're doing this, and this seems to be more of the angle we're trying to approach here.
Yeah, we were looking for a singer, and forever. I don't really know how to go about looking for singers. I wasn't smart enough to really go out to like an open mic or something, because I wasn't that bright. But
yeah, we
I don't
didn't think
know
about that at all.
Yeah. But you live and you learn.
And when I first met him too, I had never done vocals in my life, and I was screaming my voice out. And it wasn't until I was in a couple other bands I was like, "This is not how you do it." So I figured it out, and now with this band, I get to like do it the right fucking way without like screaming my voice out. It was fun the first time,
I thought it sounded kind of cool.
It was really cool, and I take a lot of those aspects still with what I do, because my voice is my voice. It still sounds the same, but it's how you put your own personal twist on it that makes all the difference. And I think that's what we're doing with this band, is putting our own personal twist on a lot of things. It's making the biggest difference.
I think what really happened is I was working a shift one night at our Domino's job, and I had put on my music on the speaker in the back while I was doing dishes.
I remember that shit.
And I'd played Feel the Pressure from Drain, and I just remember Blake going, "Hey, I know this song," and I heard him just going like,
we were
doing fucking pig's wheels and shit to it, and like that kind of just like made a light go off in my head. I was just like, I'm gonna ask this guy if he wants to play with my band.
And yeah, dude, no, like prior to that, no music whatsoever.
You were like an angel sent from the
dude. I was a fucking normie, dude. I had never played music.
After how long we had been looking for a singer, and the weirdos that we tried out before,
tell me
it was
it.
like injecting black tar heroin. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely how we started out, though, is we were definitely all friends.
Yeah.
And the way that Devin met our guitarist, too, is because, I was doing a couple other things, and we were all doing our own things at the time.
We had broken up that band, unfortunately, just because our guitar player had been problematic.
I think we learned a lot about our musical selves, though, during that time, what we want to do, where we want to go. And once we finally regrouped, he knew some people.
Yeah. Blake had went into his band with Astral Wake, and I had joined drums in his band, Nights in Arizona.
And you were also...
And I had played with them just for a few shows at first, and then I was still making hardcore songs on the side because I still wanted to revive this shit. Because, now that my guitar player is gone, I felt like I had to, buckle down and, make some songs. And when I finally had at least 2 songs ready, I I had I had already told him about them, and I finally worked up the courage, and I asked. He's not here with us right now, but we have a second guitar player named Austin, and he's also another member in Knights in Arizona.
Austin Beard is our fifth member.
I apologize for not remembering that.
He's not here today. Austin Beard is our fifth member.
He's cool as hell too.
I had asked,
very talented.
Yeah, I had asked Robbie and him if they wanted to be my guitar players because I was short on guitar players. Because
me and him had already kind of talked about starting a hardcore band ourselves, so it was like perfect.
Yeah, I was thankful that they both wanted to do a hardcore project on the side anyway, so it worked out for me.
The chemistry was already there. Yeah. By the time that we already all fell into full scope, it was nothing but smooth moving. It's like we already had the songs, we had potential, and it's like we have a good base right here.
Straight chemistry. Finding a name that wasn't already fucking taken.
Yeah, we've tried a lot with the band name. The band name was this guy though.
I'm very much into Have Heart and Magnitude as bands. To me, their names, I feel like have a broad spectrum. Like, Magnitude, I feel like Magnitude is a very like broad word, and I like the phrase full scope because I like to think about things in a full scope perspective, a lot. Like when I told them all, they all thought I meant like, full scope, like a sniper, which still sounds cool. I like it. I like adding the scope to it, but I remember at one of the open mics we played at, one of the people I was talking to in line, he had asked me the same question. He's like, "How'd you come up with that? What does it mean?" And I had told him how people thought it meant scope first, and like he kind of finished my sentence when I told him it meant like more of a full spectrum, or like looking at things at a full scope perspective. I was like, "Thank you, someone else understands it," but
it definitely took a while to find a good name, and once
so fucking long.
Yeah, once you hit me with this one, dude, this one was like, I don't know. I hate to cut you off, but like,
no, you're fine. That's all I had to say.
I'm wearing a tsunami shirt, like tsunami. There's something about the name. It's like Magnitude, tsunami, like Have Heart. Like,
it's the hardest part
about out of pocket. It's like some of these bands. It's like you want to be as aggressive as fucking possible, even in the name.
Feel like also simple enough that
but simple enough to comprehend. Like what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. Like it's like it's like not too complicated.
If you tell someone to Google it, they know exactly what to put in.
Right. Yeah. Right. But yeah, that's where the name came from. I blame this guy though. He came up with that shit one day, and he was like, "Yo, full scope," and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? That sounds hard." Like, oh my god. Like that sounds hard as shit. Yeah.
Shut up. Absolutely.
I want to, while I'm right here on mic, to shout out a bunch of bands. I want to shout out Anesthesiac. I want to shout out Scum. I want to shout out Mondrary. I want to shout out Throwdown Syndicate. I want to shout out so many fucking bands in the hardcore, deathcore, screamo, scrams, whatever the fuck you want to call it scene. They're out there. They're cool as shit. And they have a cool sound, and that's something you don't want. Delinda, tons of bands, man. Holy fuck. There's so many bands out there.
If it weren't for Baltimore hardcore as a whole, I don't think I would have formed this hardcore project at all. It's because I know it's a meat rider and like a starter band, but I'll say it right now. I mean, I became a hardcore head like during COVID, and it was because of Turnstile. I found the hardcore scene as a whole. I
was there with you, bro. We were at the same fucking show.
I think it was like 2021. I was like surfing Instagram. I was following Tom DeLonge on Instagram, and he had like posted a snippet of a Time and Space song. And I was just like, holy fuck, that sounds awesome. And like, I had just like searched for Turnstile everywhere after that. I'd followed them on Instagram, and I was like, what am I missing out on? And then they had right after that, they had posted that flyer for the band show. Yeah, for the free show at the band show.
And me and him were at the same fucking show, and we didn't
That-
even know each other.
Yeah, that shit changed my fucking life.
There were like pro skaters there, like really good fucking hardcore bands, and then like people like us. Just,
for a
like,
first hardcore show.
punks, like,
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
That I couldn't think of like a better first show.
Yeah, a better way to go out, dude. Turnstile set like the image for Baltimore and like, what to do.
If it wasn't for them.
Like, in terms of punk, dude, like fucking go out there, no barricade, in the middle of the city, like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're heavy.
Yeah, we're a heavy.
We're fast.
We're heavier.
We play riffs, bro.
I play bass lines and shit.
I don't know.
Some of the music that we make is more it's more identified towards some people.
It's
in terms of hardcore, you know, if you've been there, you've done that. If you haven't, you haven't. You know, it's some stuff that is only subject to some people. So if you get it, you get it. You don't.
I mean, a lot of it sounds super punky, and a lot of it sounds a lot more like metal influenced.
Yeah, there's like definitely a lot of like thrash metal influence, but then also like
Because
really just
you
pure.
and I grew up on that shit.
Really, just like also like pure early like 2000s hardcore, like hardcore. Yeah.
I was very for some riffs in our songs. I was very inspired by a lot of like songs from like Comeback Kid, which I think is extremely underrated in the hardcore scene, just because they're from Canada, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. But I really liked a lot of the Wake the Dead stuff, like the melodic hardcore side of them is like a lot of the stuff that inspired me, and like a lot of like very like punchy riffs from like Terror and stuff like that.
I think we've definitely
bands like those.
Yeah, we've definitely had a lot of inspiration from not only metal and pop punk and like just pure hardcore.
We're back to the before question now. I want to shout out Death Before Dishonor. I love that fucking band, and no one else seems to appreciate them like I do, because they're from Boston and they're fucking awesome, and
Boston
everyone
hardcore
should listen
is
to them.
fucking crazy. Boston hardcore is a scene
Absolutely.
that we would love to play in, and if there's anyone that is
anybody in the Boston scene, we would love to play with
Northeast, anywhere past New York, man. New York
Fiddlehead.
Hardcore. Oh, Fiddlehead, fuck, dude. Fiddlehead. Yeah.
If you guys are ever coming through Maryland, we would love to open for you guys.
We would love to play with you. We're full scope. We would love to fucking play with you if you're fucking hardcore and are about it.
And Comeback Kid, if you guys are doing your Wake the Dead shit, please come through Maryland. I would love it, and if you don't, I'm gonna kill myself.
And remaining members of Rush, if you ever get back.
No, cut him off.
Please, cut the feed.
please.
Cut the cameras.
I want a Doom
No,
feeling.
don't listen to him. With terms of recording, we're trying out tons of new stuff. We're gonna fucking try out your Doom shit, but this is not the time or day for it.
She asked the question. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
This is hardcore, not Doom.
Hey man, plenty of hardcore bands have Doom influences and are awesome. Okay, Stout.
Anyways,
Shout out Stout.
I feel like the first thing we want to get done is just getting stuff released. Right now, we're still in the process of recording. We have 3.5 songs written. So like the first goal was just recording it so we actually have material for people to listen to when they ask about the band. That's the main thing, probably for at least the rest of the calendar year.
But next year we would definitely like to put a lot more shows under our belt. You know,
Let's write more music.
We're trying to do shows with more people in the city. Let's do some city fucking shows.
I'd like to go.
Let's get our shit out there.
I'd like to go more up and down the East Coast to start
close
off for
to
sure.
home,
You know,
starters.
Like I said, yeah, anyone within the South region, anyone within the North region.
and I do want to.
Scope is down to do fucking shows. We're down to travel 4 hours to go do a show. So
I do want to hopefully make more music at some point in the year. As you were saying with the last question, I do want to experiment a little bit more with later stuff. I guess right now I just want to establish us more as just a straight hardcore band.
I feel like in terms of our actual music writing, though, the drums, the harmonics, some of the vocals, some of the actual structure of the music has gotten way more progressive throughout. You know, like you said earlier in that question, are we friends? Yes, we're friends, but throughout this whole friendship that we have, the music has gotten better. It's gotten fucking crazy better. Like, I can't even say, like,
I liked our stuff with our old band.
It was cool, but this
was
is
good music.
It wasn't bad by any means.
This is something completely different.
This just feels better to us.
And I think we're all more comfortable playing it, knowing that the bullshit of before is no longer lingering over us.
And also some of the people that we get that come and bring attraction to Full Scope, they're way better than the crowd that was coming to attract some of the other stuff that we were doing. It's like, this is way more pure. Some of the kids that we're bringing out, it's like they're actually moshing and like fucking hurting themselves to our music at an open mic. It's like,
yeah, after you like, already heard them.
No, they heard me, man.
Oh yeah, right. I yelled at you
because I like to go as hard as I can at these local shows, because I think it's important that, you know, anyone that steps in the pit, you're taking the consequence of getting fucking hurt. Well, go get hurt at these local shows, man. Go support these local bands. Go support bands so that way they can get the fame that they deserve. Because, like I said, we shouted out tons of bands, man. There's tons of bands within this DMV scene. And we're trying to be one of those bands, man. We're trying to be one of those bands where we just skyrocket. We're trying to make it fucking happen without a doubt. Without a fucking doubt.
I don't think the fame is the biggest.
No, not at all. No, that's not the factor. It's just the fact that how many people can you get to have the same mindset as you? You know what you're putting down out there is really, if it matters to someone else and if it matters to you, then, you know, make it your all. You know, it's like we're gonna go out there and give it our all every time and try to make it bigger and bigger and bring out more people so that way people understand the subject at hand here, which is hardcore. Which is hardcore. The subject is hardcore.
I feel like Baltimore hardcore is a very
big
prominent is very prominent in the area that we're in, and I guess, like, you know, we're not really from Baltimore. It'd be cool if we get those people. You don't live there anymore, though.
Yeah. You're in a Potomac hardcore.
But, you know, we're from the Frederick, Potomac area, and, you know, we want to, like, I don't see a whole lot happening around here, so I really think we could, like, make it pop off around here.
Raise the scene.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because, we've talked to tons of people already about Full Scope, and they're like, dude, there's no hardcore scene around here. Like, we need you guys to pop off. So, you know, it's like, let's get this going. You know, we're trying to get this going.
We have enough suburbs out here to fit a whole scene.
right. Wouldn't you think? Come on, man, come out.
Where are the angry kids?
Come out to the shows.
I know there's lots of kids in the Frederick scene who love supporting.
And they're awesome. Yeah. Shout out to everyone that goes to Cafe 611, Cafe Nola, any place in Baltimore, the Reverb, the Depot, all those places, the Garage out in Darnestown, you know, those places are DIY as fuck, and that gets us publicity. But, you know, there's always a second step to taking a bigger step, and who are we going to be, you know? Like,
you know,
I want to do one step closer or end it. That's me personally.
I mean, End It would make the most sense.
Right. Baltimore hardcore, man. Represent End It. Fucking Baltimore.
Terror would be fucking cool, too.
Aren't they from PA? Or, no, they're from North. They're from the Northeast region, though.
Oh, they're still cool, though.
Yeah, they are cool. Yeah, they are cool.
I want to collaborate with a trap artist.
That's fucking lame.
Mm-mm.
I don't give a shit. Cool to, whatever.
Like,
I like stepping outside the box.
Hey, I want to add some synth in there. That's totally cool, but I'm not trying to collab with no fucking trap.
No. Let's do the rap.
Fine,
shows,
I'll Travis Barker it, and I'll like play drums for somebody else.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can just open for someone else. No, I like the metal shows. I was telling Dev this too. Let's do like a metal show and be the only hardcore bill on the fucking screen.
Yeah,
it's, like, it's either gonna go really well or
really bad. Poorly. Yeah, it's like there's no in between.
I love mixed genre songs. You know, I know that's the main question, but You know, I love mixed genre shows as well. You know, I like hearing tons of different sounds, and it keeps it interesting. It helps people stand out, not just us in particular, but like, you know, everybody else.
It's like the last show we went to, shout out Common Icon. But we actually saw a bunch of different bands playing, and they had synths in the back. It wasn't really hardcore, but it kind of fit the script, you know. It's like, who do you want to play with? What's the bands you want to play with, and what type of bill are we going to be playing? Because it's like we can really fit in with whoever the fuck we want. Like at this point, it's like if you get music out there, which is what we're trying to do, that is definitely our main goal. Is we're recording our single. We were doing that today. I think the only thing left is second guitar and vocals. Yeah. So we're about to have a single out here soon. It's called Cut the Lights. But as soon as we do that, man, like, fuck, who do we want to play with? It's like, if you're down to play, let's do it.
Back to that original question, though, I think if besides like a trap artist, though, I'd be down to collaborate with just about like any modern hardcore band out there. I love anybody that's out today. Like, there's so many good hardcore bands that I'd love to collaborate.
Shout out
with.
Big Boy too, Anxious and Big Boy.
Yeah.
Really. Oh, Drug Church.
He's start reading.
He's reading off my Sound and Fury.
Look at that fucking poster though, because those are all the best hardcore bands.
My 2024 Sound and Fury poster, which I went to this summer, which was very, very fun.
Fucking awesome.
Still mad I didn't go.
Dude, I saw so many pictures of this man jumping off the fucking stage, like doing some crazy ass shit. I was
I'll send you some pictures, some videos, and you can fit that in here.
I think one step closer made that like the fucking thumbnail for the one.
Yeah,
it was like the thumbnail.
For One Step Closer's tour right now with 4 Years Strong. One of their posts before they went on tour, it was one of their. I mean, they've been posting a lot of photos of it. But if they were thinking of me, I'd appreciate it. That'd be cool. But yeah, it shows their flyer for their tour, and then like the photo afterwards, it's just me like jumping in the crowd. I was like, hell yeah, my boys.
No, I think a big inspiration to me, definitely, because you took me to that One Step Closer show. And I bought the vinyl, and that was the first time I ever stage dove, dude. And like that was one of the most core memories for me. It was going to my first like real venue hardcore show. I remember that too. Dude, like fuck, man, like you've given me nights after nights in fucking Philly.
Yeah,
hardcore shows.
It was
Tsunami and One Step and fucking Icon, dude. Like crazy hardcore shows.
Yeah, it was One Step Closer, and I remember Life's Question. Both played at the Underground Arts. And
wait, no, there was another band there too.
Those are the main two I remember.
No, it was a cool band that I like. Soulblind. Soulblind was there. Soulblind was there. Shout out Soulblind. They're fucking cool.
That's right.
Because I remember the dude was wearing an
Alice in Chains
shirt, and I was talking to him at the merch table. I was like, "Yo, you fuck with Alice in Chains?" He was like, "Yeah, we get a lot of our inspiration from Alice in Chains." And I was like, "Oh shit, I could tell." They're cool though, but I could tell that it's like really grungy. Straight fucking chaos from Full Scope.
Some released music.
No,
just more shows.
We have more merch coming. I've had some more ideas on merch here. And
face punching breakdowns
behind the
and
camera
riffs.
at Dead Jess Merch makes all of Full Scope's merch, and we have some merch coming.
Just trying to be more present in the scene.
Oh yeah, try to go more shows.
Come out to shows. We're gonna try and do a lot more this year.
Try to be at more shows. We're gonna try
to go to more too.
Yeah. We're gonna try to be present at more shows. That way, if you catch us in the Maryland area, you can hopefully find us at a hardcore show. We're gonna try to be more present in the scene. But to anticipate from Full Scope, try to do some big ass shows with some big ass hardcore bands in the scene around here. Okay.
The interview's over.
Fucking apparently.
The interview's over.
We're just gonna make it harder to edit.
You're making Devin hard.